I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We welcome B.A.P.S. Hi.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, my name is B.A.P.S. I am Erim US's retired villain and cyber bunny, and I am part of the early access streamers over on Irium.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, of all the folks I've talked to, Ariam, and there's a lot of them now, which I'm very thankful for. You come up a lot.
I
Um,
do?
eh,
Oh my gosh!
yeah,
I knew that Kay had talked about me, but I didn't know there was others that have talked about me. Oh
yeah. Not
no!
not always on the interviews. Sometimes off. We talk about other folks. We talk about people behind their back. Because that's what people do. but 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 folks are always glad to bring you up because evidently you've got them fooled. But we're going to show them different on this interview.
Oh no! Oh, the pressure's on.
No,
Oh.
it's all good. It's all good. At you're obviously uh, a spark for them, and you look out for the other people and that type of thing. I see you on other streams a lot.
Yeah, I try to be as supportive as I can to just everybody on
Yeah.
on Ethereum. I try to do my best to show up to everybody like as much as I can. And just be there like to talk and interact with them. Because sometimes I know there's some streamers that like they don't have like the big audience like some of the bigger ones, especially some of us early access people.
Hmm.
Because as we're kind of getting started, there's still people coming to find us.
Hmm.
So I figured it's like, hey, so I want to kind of get to know these people because it's almost kind of like I consider us like in a sense like coworkers
My
for on Ethereum.
yeah.
And so it's like I want to kind of get to know my fellow streamers and stuff like that too, especially because I'm very much into like collabing.
Hmm.
I have had a lot of fun trying to come up with like different ideas for to do with other streamers and stuff like that too,
Yeah.
and just kind of like test the water, see what we can make happen and things like that. So,
Yeah.
and what's better way to do that is to go to their streams and kind of hang out and talk with them.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you just don't know. If nothing else, you're networking, which is something that you can always use for something later. But I get
True.
the idea that even if that wasn't part of it, that you would do it anyway.
Honestly, yeah. Like it's kind of been fun. Like, I mean, that's kind of what I was doing even before. Like, I became a streamer like on Irium when I first kind of got on there, just as a watcher and stuff like that too. I was very chatty with a lot of different people before I even said that I was going to be pre-debut or anything like that at all. And yeah, and basically I've kind of kept that whole attitude up to the point that it's like reaching out, talking to different people, and things like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, that's perfect. That's kind of exactly what you would want a VTuber to do, isn't it?
Well, I would think so for sure.
Yeah,
Because like I'm not gonna sit here and like pretend that I'm somebody big, that I'm like above like being able to like talk to other people. Like I'm just like a regular person,
yeah.
just on here. Like I'm doing this stuff for fun. This isn't like a kind of like I would never consider this sort of like a career thing.
Hmm.
It's more of just I found this kind of thing and I'm having so much fun with it. So I'm gonna try to make it as much fun as I possibly can and make sure that other people are having fun too.
That's perfect. That's brilliant. Actually, that's a great way to look at it. And so, what brought you into it in the first place? What the streaming?
So So it was honestly kind of it's always a funny story whenever I talk about like because I've talked about it on my streams like how I kind of came into VTubing in general and things like that too. It started because I really love music, but I cannot sing. I can't sing at all, but I just still just love enjoying listening to music and I have had a very open life when it comes to or open perspective
Hmm.
when it comes to music for myself.
Yeah,
My mother was still is super into country
yeah.
and classical and like soft rock and stuff like that. My dad was into heavy metal, like some older school rock stuff as well.
Yeah.
One of my friends growing up in school loved blues music.
Hmm.
Um, And my grandfather loved listening to big bands. So
Oh,
whenever I
yeah.
was with him, I would listen to big band music. So like there's like very little like when it comes to music stuff that I won't listen to
Yeah.
because I've been able to pull like even from rap stuff as well.
Hmm.
But my big thing that I really love is cover music. So it's like I love hearing people's takes
Mm.
on different songs and how they would like it's not just like the karaoke and just like trying to mimic what they are. It's more of like what can I do with this song
Yeah.
and then I can turn it to something different.
Right.
And I came across that with some anime music, so like some intro musics to certain animes and stuff like that. And I came across two artists, Nate Wants to Battle and Amelie, and they had done a cover song for several different anime songs and like openings and things like that.
Right.
And I was just really getting into listening to them, and finally I was like, I'm curious who these people are because I get weird like that sometimes too with artists. That
Yeah.
I'm just like, I want to know more about this person because
Yeah.
like they're absolutely fascinating. They have an amazing voice. They have amazing talent. So I just kind of want to learn about them. So I learned a little bit about Nate, and but then when it came to Amma, I kept seeing this like anime avatar, and I was like, and when I kept seeing this title Monarch, and I was like, wait a minute, like, what is this? Is this like from anime? Is this like from some show I'm not familiar with? And that's when I finally discovered what VTubing was, and it was all because of like her and her group of friends. They call themselves the Scuff Crew, and that's her, Sayu, Joel, the Porcelain Maid, and Liz, Miss Shadow Lovely.
Hmm.
They're just basically like a group of friends that do VTubing stuff like that. But they're also like voice actors, and as well, they're definitely some of the more well-known of VTubers and stuff too.
Right.
So I kind of started like following along with a lot of their stuff, but I never actually had any like thoughts of becoming a VTuber myself. It was more of the fact that like I had just kind of kept following it. I kept seeing the communities and stuff they were building and like the friends and everything like that. And I was like, the more I kept watching it, the more I kind of started thinking, I was like, well, I can't do any of these things that these guys do, but I also love like just talking with a lot of different people. Like I love like meeting new people, learning new experiences from stuff like that too. But at the same time, with um how the VTuber space seemed like with how like Twitch and YouTube and those like how fast those can like scroll and stuff like that too, and you don't really see some of the chats and stuff that kind of go on with them to like really interact with them. Like yeah, they like occasionally will see like a question or something like that from a stream or from like a watcher, but it wasn't like that kind of like same interaction that I was kind of thinking. So it was more of just like a watching from the outside. But eventually it kind of was to the point where I wanted to get back into gaming more than anything, especially because like fighting games and stuff.
Right.
And I actually thought I was like, well, maybe I'll like record myself doing it. Maybe like that's what I'll kind of do. And then it went so I was like, well, I don't want to show my face on online or anything like that too, and I don't want just like a faceless like voice in the background. So that's when I kind of like bounced back to thinking about VTubing again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and eventually I just said, screw it, I'm going to try this. And so I just started sending applications out to big VTuber companies just to see what would happen. And one of the ones that I had sent out to was to Bond Live. Um, when I had gotten the application or when I had gotten a response back from them, they were like, we only stream over here on this application called Irium. So I was like, what is Irium? Like, I've never heard of it before, had no clue what any of it was. So I did my interview with them, did not get in, but I
Hmm.
still was like, kind of wanted to check out Irium for a little bit. So I just started kind of watching it, and I was like, this is actually kind of what I was thinking about. Like, when I was thinking about it's like, if I were ever to do like, if I were to do something like that. And it's kind of been like a bit of a laugh to myself because it started where it's like I want to do like gaming stuff and getting back into it doing that, and now I'm just basically doing the yapping stuff instead, and I haven't actually touched any gaming since getting onto Irium to do this stuff. But I've had so much fun with it that like even like the gaming stuff that I initially was like, I want to do this, I want to do that, like has kind of gotten pushed so far to the back now that I'm more of just like, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that kind of stuff too, especially with people. Because yeah.
Well, I
But
mean,
yeah, that's kind of like how it all really went for the most part.
yeah.
Was just kind of like bouncing around to all different types of things and kind of going around with different like styles and stuff too. But yeah,
Yeah.
eventually, yeah, it kind of got me here on Irium. And again, I'm just somebody that like I have a mindset for myself that I would rather say that I tried and failed than live with the regret of never trying.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of was like, I'm just going to apply, even though I didn't get in with Bond, even though I never got in, I never got past the interview phase with any of the other places that I applied to. Um, I'm still going to give this a shot here on Irium. And even after my interview, I was so convinced. I was like, nope, blew that one
Uh,
100%. Like, that's not going to happen. They're not going to take me.
yeah.
And I heard back. I actually went to, so I did my interview with Soho, and then I went to work. And like the entire time I was at work, I was like, I blew that one. Like I know it's not going to happen. And it's like, well, I'll still just stay a viewer on Irium. I'll still be able to just like chat and get to meet people. It'll be still fine. And I got home and then I immediately got my acceptance letter and I was like, wait, what?
I did it right.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, wait, are you sure?
Yeah.
Did you send this to the right person?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to accept me?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously it was a big moment for you, but I mean, once you that kind of settled in and you realized now you're part of a group, how did that fit?
Once I kind of like got the acceptance, it honestly still didn't even click with me
Mm,
for quite a while
yeah.
because they were like put pre-debut next to your name when now that you're like accepted in this thing and it's like make sure you have all these socials, like all this stuff made up and everything. And I made everything, but I didn't put the pre-debut just there yet because I still was like in my head for a bit. I was kind of convinced myself that it's like no, actually, I didn't. Like it was a mistake. Like it's not gonna happen. Like something's gonna happen, and I'm gonna get a thing, and be like, oh, sorry, like this, like not. So I honestly hesitated for a little bit, and then even when I did finally put that on there, and people started seeing that I was pre-debut, like I only kept it on there for a little while, and then I took it right back off again because again I was just like convinced. I was like, no, something's gonna happen. Like this 100% it's not going to. But then like I started getting like they were like we need like all this information on your model and how you want it to look. And I got really excited starting to look through different things too. And the more and more it just felt more and more real and I got more and more excited to like actually have that prospect and seeing some of the people that I had gotten to know just as a viewer
Mm,
that were excited for me was invigorating me even more to like go and like push myself and do stuff like that too. So it was definitely sort of a shock for a little while. I definitely felt shell shocked, especially after getting like rejected so many times that I was just like, nope, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen here. But then it did, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm here.
mm. Now I'm in the door. I'm actually sitting down in front of the fireplace. What's going on here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And so you get in the door. You've got people who are in your chat, and they're coming back for you, and they're starting to be regulars, and you've already, kind of questioned how you got there in the first place. When you look down and see that there's a good number of people there, how does that hit you? That people are coming to for you and your personality.
It kind of shocks me. But then at the same time, I kind of think about just like my own life and the friends in the community and stuff like that I have just like IRL. And I kind of have like not to sound like an arrogant person about it, but I kind of have like that same kind of thing just like with some of my other friends where a lot of them will kind of come to me to want to like talk about stuff and like they'll listen to me just kind of yap about things like and just like all sorts of kind of stuff like that. So it's like I guess like I just feel it's like okay, like this is wild that people like at least enjoy listening to me, even if like the 90% of the time that I'm sitting here talking is just like total nonsense, and I'm just like having these little conversations with it. I always just tell myself it's like as long as I'm making somebody's day, even if we're just talking about random nothing, because it could be like a good distraction for what's going on like in their own lives and things like that too. So it's like I try to like look at the positives from it, even if it doesn't feel real. I still try to like go with it as much as I can,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of like just to enjoy it too, I guess.
Yeah, cool. And it's very obvious just from hearing you talk about it how much you're enjoying it, and really is a fit. and to hear your peers in Irium talk about you in glowing terms. Um,
I I'm curious what like I like I said I'm curious you said that it's like what have people said about me is kind of made me like oh
well,
I
it's
mean I
all
assume it has to be obviously very good stuff.
yeah, it's all positive except for the one thing, but I won't mention the one thing.
Oh, you're true. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, no, I bet.
yeah. That's the old trick of trying to draw out something and you don't know if there's anything there or not. Just the one thing.
Sure. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
There was a
I yeah. I just try to be as helpful and positive and supportive as everybody's or as I
yeah
can to everybody. So
yeah there was a cartoon or a comic strip that started off a guy was calling a senator and he says the senator says what can you tell me about the body you buried in the pond in your backyard? He says, wait a minute, I didn't bury any body in my backyard. Senator says he lost the body. So yeah, there's always a way to slip around it. But um, so for you, I gotta ask you about the music thing a little bit,
sure.
because I am also a person who cannot sing at all. Since 1983, I haven't hit a note on purpose. Um, Occasionally, when I strike my knee on something, I will hit a note, but
Mhm.
that's pure accident. Um, and you're into all sorts of music. I too I am a connoisseur of a lot of different music. Of course, I grew up in the late '70s, early '80s, which was a brilliant time for a lot of music. Um,
Sure. Yeah.
and I have 200 record albums somewhere that have all that on there. Um, and classical and so I got to ask you if there is one type of music that you don't want to hear that will make you turn the radio off or the stereo off or walk out of the room. What is it?
Oh man. Let's see here. That's actually probably that's a really difficult question to think because like I for me a lot of the times like it almost depends on my mood
Mhm.
because like I will like fixate on like a genre of music like every so often and even if it's something that I really enjoy if it's not like in my wheelhouse at the time even if I know I will enjoy it I will like switch over to something else but let's see here if there's something that I just like despise I know there's got to be something
or an artist or musical artist or a performer
I
that you.
mean, there's definitely some artists for sure
Mhm.
that I will turn away from, um, just because like I did not enjoy their music or there was something controversial about them that I don't enjoy, so I don't want to listen to support them, kind of thing too.
Mhm.
Like I guess like the one that I could say like off the top of my head would be like the band Creed.
Oh yeah.
I do not I cannot stand the lead singer Scott Strapp just because of um the way he talks, the way he acts, and for being like an alcoholic and some of the things he has done in his past just make me just like not like the rest of the band I was totally fine, which is when they separated and became Alter Bridge
Yeah.
and left him and then I really enjoyed listening to their music for a while. But like I mean like I'm trying to think of like a genre of like because I mean honestly like right now too I have been really getting back into like soul and swing again and
Oh
it's been
yeah.
funny. But yeah, I've been listening to like quite a bit of like soul, jazz, and swing music lately, especially like while I'm working on like D&D stuff.
Yep.
Typing up different things, working on character sheets for people and stuff like that too.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'll throw some of that kind of stuff off in the background and just kind of listen to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially it's like I said with my granddad, I loved listening to like big brass band music
Mhm.
as well. And I would actually, when I would go visit him, we would sit there and he would have like an old school radio that had like the AM channels
Mhm.
and we would listen to some of the old radio dramas.
Right.
We would listen to some of the music stuff that was going on in there too and it was just always so fascinating and I loved every bit of it.
Yeah. It's to me. There's like one or two types of music that I can't deal with. One of which is ragtime.
Oh, okay.
It just hits me wrong because I would listen to our local classical station and they would play Joplin in the middle of a set of classical. I'm like, how is that classical music by any stretch of the imagination? So, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's out. Modern country, I could do without because it's pretty much to me this is the same thing over and over again. Uh, um,
Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah, I could see, yeah.
a lot of the new rap that's all whiny and auto-tuned and sounds exactly the same, I don't want to hear. It's just like a
Actually, yeah, I could also say like some of that kind of music. Like there's like I guess it's like I don't want to say like I'm dissing her, but
yeah.
just like that type of like soft spoken kind of music that I see like from or that I hear from like Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
she's a fantastic artist, like don't get me wrong.
yeah,
But like some of that like I hear it I'm just like, "Oh, it's not that it's and I don't think it's bad at all
yeah,
by any means whatsoever. It's like I just hear it I'm just like, nah, that's just not what I really want to listen to.
yeah.
And who knows, especially with how my music taste is sometimes, where it's like it just flexes all over the place,
Hmm.
that it suddenly could just spark something in my ear, and I could be like, you know what, I might give this another try. But
Yeah,
as
yeah.
it is, like some of that kind of stuff. But yeah, some of the newer rap too as well. I'm not the biggest fan of.
Whine,
Definitely
whine.
prefer some of the
Yeah,
older rap and hip hop as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
To listen to somebody whine through a rap now about the same things over and over again, and then go back and listen to Queen Latifah.
yeah.
Like, okay, or that this is where they were creative, and this is where they aren't. This is this is
Exactly.
this is cereal box stuff. That is filet mignon. That's much different between one and the other.
Yeah,
And and
absolutely.
and even in classical music, I'm kind of a snob in some things. I guess I'm not really a big fan of anything that was too modern. Um,
Yeah.
Gershwin, I can't stand. I
Oh,
I
okay.
can't. I can't. It's musical stuff, and I'm not a big fan of musicals. And it's show
Oh.
tunes, and I'm like, no, no. Aaron Copland makes me want to, throw the radio off a cliff. I'm like, no,
Honestly, I could see that for sure. I
yeah,
see. So for me, like I do love musicals.
uh-huh,
But I can say that there are some popular musicals that I'm not the biggest fan of
yeah,
that get me crucified.
yeah, oh yeah,
But I've learned to accept that it's like they're just not my taste, and I prefer others as
yeah,
opposed to these other ones that are more popular.
oh yeah. I mean,
And
people,
yeah.
people have their own time. When the radio station I worked for first used to get all of these promotional albums, and you got them all the way back to the 30s. So they had all of these musicals out there, and there were musicals about things that you would never think existed. Um, and musicals that had fairly decent sized stars on their soundtracks, and you'd be like, "This is what? Who thought this was good?" And put it out. I found a Superman musical soundtrack.
What? No
Yes,
way. Oh wow.
Superman, and it had some fairly big stars at the time that I don't think anybody in these days would know. Um, like the woman who played Alice on the show Alice, Linda Lavin.
Oh,
She was in it.
okay.
The father of David Cassidy, Jack Cassidy, was in it. Um, and again, people are like, "Who's David Cassidy?" Man, shut up, you're young. Um, you don't, but it was it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I listened to it like, no, it's not good. So maybe I'm scarred, and I was scarred with a lot of adult contemporary type music and light rock because I would hear it every day at work for 8 hours,
Yeah,
and
I can definitely see how that could definitely get a grind.
yeah, and while I don't have anything against Taylor Swift per se, I
Hmm.
don't need to hear 2 songs an hour from her.
Yeah, I feel that like again like I do enjoy her music for sure, but it's definitely one of those kind of things like and I mean honestly I say this to just anybody that I enjoy, which is why like I have on my Spotify I have so many different playlists
Hmm.
on there, but like 90% of the time I try to like keep it so I don't have it just filled with one band
Yeah. Yeah.
and just having it like a little bit so it's not like I'm just listening to like one band's entire album
Oh yeah.
on like one of this playlists and stuff like that. It's like all kind of sparse, like almost having sort of like a theme to it and whatnot too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because on the Eric Loy Interviews website, there are a couple of music playlists that I have on there, and I've been listening back. One of them is like '80s new wave stuff, which I
Oh,
remembered. I will always be a big fan of. And some of it is like others, which is like 1970s, late '70s type things. Um,
hmm.
and your Super Tramps and that type of stuff, which is I one of my first albums was the Supertramp Breakfast in America. Um, and there's also one for country music. And I grew up listening to country music all the time. And
Yeah.
not modern country music by Clint Hunk and Blake something, it was Johnny
Oh yeah.
Cash. It was Conway, you know.
Yeah. I had the same with my mom and my grandparents as well. My grandmother and my granddad on my mom's side were very much into country,
Uh,
so we would listen to some of that stuff. I would also listen to like some Alan Jackson, some
mm,
Brooks and Dunn.
mm,
I would listen to Reba McEntire.
mm,
I would listen to the Dixie Chicks.
mm.
Tons of those as well. And then I would also intersparse mix listen to like Elton John
Oh yeah.
and oh gosh, I'm trying to think some of the other ones that we would like listen to. Now, that's always like the problem whenever I think back like on some of those older like artists too. It's like I can hear the songs, but then it's like, who was the artist again?
Oh
Now I'm
yeah.
blanking on
Yeah,
him,
absolutely.
and it's always like,
Absolutely.
but
And
yeah.
it still gets me every once in a while that there be a song from like 1979 or 80
Hmm.
that I listened to a lot back then, and I don't remember until it just kind of pops up somewhere, and like, oh my God, and I have to go find it and download it immediately, otherwise I'm going to forget it again. Um,
Oh yes, absolutely.
yeah, it just activates some neuron way deep inside the mess that is in my head, and, and I have to find it immediately. But 1973 was the first time I really started listening to music, and that was a great time for it. Oh,
Yeah.
we had top 40 stations then, which
Mhm.
literally played the top 40 in Billboard magazine. Doesn't matter what type of music. You could go from heavy metal to Sammy Davis singing Candyman to
Yes. Oh yeah.
the Carpenters to the
Oh
Beatles to
yeah.
they just played the top four. It was it's lots of soul music. Um,
Mhm.
it was just one. Bill Withers and his songs during that time were just awesome. And those were also the heydays of like Elton John and Stevie Wonder and that
Yeah.
bunch. Um,
I
I,
still listen to Elton every so often. Like he's one of those ones for sure that like if it pops up on like even though, like I could definitely say that like Elton's music whenever he pops up, even if like it's not something I'm in the mood, like in my music mood,
yeah,
if something of his pops up, I will definitely just like pause and I'll just like listen and enjoy it.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like that's also just because of like my upbringing, because of like my again my mom and my grandmother also listening to him just constantly.
Oh yeah. I mean, there was a time when he could not do something that wasn't great. Um,
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
yeah. I mean
And
now,
some of his live performances were so
yeah,
fantastic to watch too.
yeah. But the Lion King,
Hmm.
I could burn. Like,
Oh no.
yeah. But then I had to listen to that song all the time.
You know what though? I get that. I can get that
Yeah.
honestly.
I'm like,
Like if it's one of those things, it's like people hyper obsess over enough, and you have to listen to it constantly. It
mm,
can definitely grind onto you to the point where you just like you're like you kind of can enjoy it, but then after you've heard it like the 50 millionth time, you're just like, I just want to shove a pencil in my ear
oh,
so I don't have to
you
I don't have to
you
hear anything again.
you listen to his Lion King stuff, and then you listen to Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. You tell me which one you want to listen to.
I mean, I will listen to Yellow Brick Road pretty much 9 times out of 10 more than I would listen to
Oh,
his some of his Lion King stuff. But
yeah.
nothing against it, but yeah, I
I'm
mean, I
I'm glad
love
he
that
was.
Candle in the Wind was another good one
Yeah,
too. I mean, you
I'm
can't
glad.
go wrong
Yeah, I'm
with
glad he
Rocket
made money
Man.
with it. I'm glad he made money with it. That's about it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and there's just a few of them that I can't listen to at all. Phil
Oh,
Collins,
sure.
Phil Collins, I can't listen to very much because his lyrics
Oh, yeah.
kill me. They're so bad. They're just he just makes shit up as he goes. He just makes them up. He did. Sue Studio. He even admitted he made that up. Oh, it just fit.
Yep.
You know, where'd you get that? I don't know. Just come on. And his lyrics are all like June Moon Street Meat stuff like that. It's terrible. The music is okay. Just,
Yeah, the audios or the tunes sound good, but his lyrics are questionable.
yeah, yeah. Or I listen to an Ozzy Osbourne thing here and there, but I'm not listening to it for the in depth of his lyrics. Um, the song "Mama, I'm Coming Home" is just one of the most ridiculously written songs.
Yeah.
I may be right, I may be wrong. It's been so long. What? That doesn't make anything. Mama, I'm coming home. Okay.
It's right. It's one of those I kind of agree in some sense. Like, yeah, like hearing it, like you're just like, okay, I mean, I kind of think I get where you're going with it, but
Yeah.
maybe my brain's too smooth to
Mm,
understand.
yeah.
But I love the guitar riffs and I love the instrumentals.
Oh yeah, 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 absolutely. Absolutely. There's plenty of stuff like that you can tune into. I tell you what's really great for us is that we get YouTube and we get to see all of those great jazz trios and piano players and all of that, and there's so much live that is archived that we can listen to.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I
And I really enjoy the fact of like what like a lot of like people have been doing to try to preserve a lot of like music and history and stuff like that too. Think it's like with all the negativity that kind of comes out of the internet,
mhm.
it's you kind of have those little nuggets of happiness where you're just like this has been preserved here,
Oh
so
yeah,
hopefully it
yeah,
stays kind
yeah.
of thing.
If you disagree with what I'm saying, um, go find Oscar Peterson on YouTube and listen to about 45 minutes of any of his concerts, and you tell me you didn't enjoy yourself. I mean,
Okay.
it's he glides across the piano. It's amazing. Um,
You'll have to send me that so
oh yeah,
I can find him on there afterwards
oh
for
yeah. I'll
sure.
send you a bunch of links on that. It's pretty awesome. Um, I,
Absolutely.
yeah, I got to get off the music a second because I have to ask you.
Yeah.
Another thing that's come up with you is D and Dungeon Mastering.
Uh-huh.
We talked about you very recently, in as far as that goes. So
Yes.
how long have you been doing the D&D thing?
So I have been doing D&D now for probably about three, maybe no, I think yeah, it's been about 3 years now
Mm-hmm.
that I have been playing on and off D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I started off, well, so technically I actually started like way younger,
Mm-hmm.
when about like 3.5 edition.
Yeah.
Um, I had a friend who wanted to introduce us to play D&D because he wanted to play, and our little group of friends, like I wasn't really too familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, that was in our little group, he had played a little bit, and then two other friends had played, but myself and two others had never played before.
Right.
So they sat us down, they showed us how to play. They were like, okay, this is how everything works, these are the rules. I didn't understand any of it whatsoever because it was just a bunch of big numbers, and my smooth little brain was just like, what? Like, I don't quite understand like what any of this is about, but it seems like this could be fun, so maybe I'll give it a try. And me and the other person were just the worst. We were just the absolute worst players whatsoever. Like we ruined the entire experience because not that we were just ruining it because we didn't know what we were doing, but we were purposely just kind of being little gremlins.
Right.
And eventually, like I could just tell that the our dungeon master was just getting so frustrated that he just like ended the session.
Yeah.
And I didn't give it a second thought after that. I was just like, yeah, whatever. That was kind of silly. Like, we had a good laugh between the two of us, but everybody else seemed like they were angry at us, but who cares?
Yeah.
And didn't think about it whatsoever. So then years and years later, another friend of mine had introduced me to Critical Role with like Matthew Mercer and their little group of voice actors that do Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
And he was talking all about it. He was like super obsessed over it. And eventually he was like, he wanted to DM. So he got my new group of friends that was within that circle um, to play. And this time I took it a little bit more seriously. So and I was like, okay, like let's actually like try to learn how this is, try to learn how to play this kind of things. Whoops, off my microphone,
Yep.
and try to learn how things work and everything like that. So we gave it a try, and we had a lot of fun with it. But I as much fun as I had as a player, I was more fascinated with how he was running things as the DM.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started actually watching a little bit more Critical Role. I was watching Matthew Mercer as he was crafting this world, as he was like describing these places for their players to do, and like I was just so fascinated with like his world building techniques, like the different layers and stuff like that he was placing for his players to like find, like how they were tackling some problems and stuff like that.
Right.
And I was like, man, like how much fun would that be to like be a part of that? Like that would be something that I would love to be a part of. Um, so then eventually I finally built up the courage that I was going to try to play as a dungeon master myself.
Yeah.
And I got my friends together, and I was absolutely horrible at it. It was just the worst ever. I was not prepared whatsoever. I just kind of like jumped into it,
Yeah.
but it was a fun, still learning experience for me.
Yeah.
And eventually I started learning more. I started like researching more. I started kind of like understanding the mechanics a little bit better. I was watching more Critical Role, like seeing how Matt does stuff. I started watching other content creators and how they were doing
Yeah.
D&D as well, and learning from them. I was watching like a ton of videos that was explaining like how different mechanics work, different suggestions on like how you should handle these different things, like if you have these problem situations, like what to do in these places. And like just more and more I kept watching, I kept learning, I kept trying, and I just started having so much more fun with it, to the point that it's like for me, and I've said this to everybody that I've ever done like a D&D thing for, because they're just like, like would you ever want to like be a player yourself? And I most of the time I tell them no. Like well, I wouldn't mind being a player again at some point in time, but it's just so much more fun to craft these like interesting worlds
Mm-hmm.
for my players to just run amok in.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like I'm building like my own video game, but without all the crazy coding. And I get to let my friends kind of get their like creative juices flowing and let them just kind of run wild to do some fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and that's like one of my big things when I was interviewing for Irium, was actually talking about how like I wanted to do D&D online,
Mm-hmm.
because I had only ever done D&D like in person. I had never actually done any, like this is like I'll be my coming up this at the end of the month will be my very first ever online D&D, like
Oh,
through
cool.
Discord and stuff too.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. But everything else I've ever done has always been like here in person. Like I have spent money on the cool little battle maps, the little figurines, like all these different books and stuff like that too. Like I literally have like basically a chest cabinet
Wow.
full of D&D supplies that I have bought over the years.
Excellent.
And I'm just kind of laughing over the fact that it's like I have all this stuff sitting over there, and I will use none of it for the streams.
Well, it's for show, but it's
Oh yeah.
yeah. I mean,
So
when
it's just the fun like of adapting, because now it's like now I have to find a way that I can like adapt those kind of things like on here for some visual aspects for my players too, if I want to try to do it that way. So yeah, I'm hoping to eventually, like as I grow and learn to do more online stuff, I'll be able to improve how I run these sessions. But yeah, I'm hoping to essentially be able to. I'm gonna keep them as just like little one shots,
Yeah.
for each month. So that way, because the big thing that scares a lot of people away from D&D and wanting to learn about it is the commitment.
Right.
Because a lot of the times sessions can last months, if not years, or not sessions, but like campaigns
Right.
can last months, if not almost years. And that is a heavy commitment for a lot of people, and especially for us streamers, because we've always got plans. There's always something kind of going up. You can't always be available for those things. So I was like, well, what if instead of the heavy commitment that a lot of D&D kind of implies, like what if I could come up with like these little like one shots that we can just do like one little session here,
Hmm.
have fun with it, kind of have some laughs and stuff like that too,
Yeah.
and kind of just move on so that way people don't feel like they have to commit like a huge amount of time to and have a little bit more freedom and stuff too, because we all have lives outside
Yeah.
of this as well, and we have things and responsibilities and health stuff as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, make it less stressful and more introductory for people too that may not know what D&D is, but they're very curious about it.
Hmm.
Um, Two of my players, Kayuki and Hammy, you've actually, I think you've interviewed
Both of them.
Hammy Ami
But I
from
interviewed
Bond.
and
Uh,
I interviewed Kayuki
yes.
just a couple days ago.
Uh, yes, yeah. So yeah, Kayuki will be a part of it. Hammy Ami will be a part of it as well. I think she is on the lineup as well. But it is Kabuki, Vatsun Kabuki.
Hmm.
She is also going to be in the campaign as well, or
Yeah.
the little one shot. And then uh, Ashdown Anthea will be there too. And finally, another streamer who's new to Irium, Lightstar,
Mm.
who debuted. I want to say they debuted last month.
Yeah.
So they haven't been streaming a whole lot on Irium because they had some other personal stuff that they
Yeah.
were taking care of.
Yeah.
But now that they're kind of come back to that, they've gotten that stuff come taken care of. Now they're coming back in time for the D&D stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Excellent. And I have two of the other three folks already scheduled to interview. So I will
heck yeah.
I'm going to catch all the Irium talent. I
Yeah, heck yeah.
will
There's
and
so many fantastic and talented people on Irium, like,
yeah.
and I guess like, that's one of my biggest things too, that I have like, I say this a lot in my streams, and I say it enough that I'm sure that people are kind of getting annoyed by it, but I'm gonna keep saying it in there too, that there are so many fantastic and talented people on Irium. It blows me away every single time I get to go to somebody else's streams, and I see the talent and I see the ability and how amazing so many people are on there, that it inspires me to like keep doing more and
Hmm.
try to be better myself each and every time. And I say, like I said, I say this a lot on my streams to like a lot of my viewers and to any streamers that pop into to my streams as well, is that Irium is not one person. Like it's not run by just one popular streamer. Irium is all of us. It's a community, it's a family
Hmm.
essentially.
Yeah.
And we build that up by working together and supporting each other. So we have to work as a unit to make Irium be the place to be. Because right now, like a lot of streamers on there, I won't say a lot, but there are several that are just like, oh, like I have this, like I'm going to be debuting. Like I originally started on Twitch and now I'm going to be debuting onto Irium kind of thing. It's like, well, some of us like early access that have never had like streaming experience are like, oh, like I am debuting on Irium, but it's like, oh, but I'm so excited to be finally debuting on Twitch and doing this stuff. It's like I want people on the Twitch and the YouTube sides to see us on Irium and be like, I want to get in.
Yeah.
Like have that kind of same kind of like energy and atmosphere because they see us and how much fun we're having, the great experiences we're bringing and everything like that to here, and try to but do it all together, like because each of us have different talents, each of us has different skills. Several of us are super talented at singing, several of us are super talented at art, and me, I'm just talented at bullshitting and talking. And that's kind of my little shtick. But as I said, like so many other people are so fantastic. It's so many different things on there too that I want to try to help everybody I possibly can
Yeah.
to help raise them up to be the best that they can possibly be.
Yeah.
I even said it on my debut. I gave a little speech on my debut when I first went on there that that people like don't try to be the next insert big YouTuber here. Try to be the first you.
Yeah.
So don't be the next Iron Mouse. Don't try to be the next Bow the Whale.
Yeah.
Don't try to be the next Shy Lily.
Right.
Be instead the first Vatsun Kabuki. Be the first Kayuki Arcticus. Be the very first B.A.P.S,
Yeah.
like the Rose Witch, Levi,
Yeah.
all of those fantastic people that are all on Irium. Like be the first of that, and you will like skyrocket ahead.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of like my big like attitude that I've had to a lot of it.
Yeah. It's and to hear what they say about you too is reflective of that. You're not just
Yeah,
talking the talk, you're walking it too. So
I
that
try,
that makes
I try my best.
that makes a lot of difference. It really does. And it's obviously sincere. I can hear it in your voice from the first words you said to me when we hooked this thing up. Um, and the obvious joy that you're having with this is wonderful. And the
Yeah.
folks need to come in and check out what's going on with BAPS. And we're going to have the Arium website on the description for this video, and we're going to also hopefully make sure you pump up your D&D thing in my Discord so everybody can,
Heck yeah.
all the folks will get a good.
If I could make one last plug as well for one
Yes,
other thing too,
please.
before anything else as well. Because I do talk about this on streams, and I don't know if you were there too on the streams that you've popped in. But all the way up until the end of November, I am running all of my streams on Irium are all charity streams.
Mm,
So all of the points that you see like that get like donated on my streams are all getting donated to the Cincinnati Hospital or Cincinnati Children's Hospital in Cincinnati, Ohio.
wonderful.
Um, I'm actually partnered with another streaming group called Tag Gaming,
Hmm.
and we are running through a program called Extra Life. Um,
Yes.
and yeah, we are basically raising money for to help for hospital supplies for children. It's basically the Extra Life is a charity event that promotes the like giving children like that extra chance at life.
Right.
So trying to help support children's hospitals all across the country. So yeah, and so right now, currently, that's what I'm kind of like doing. So anybody that pops into my streams, whenever you guys donate any of like amount of points, even if it's just the free 25 points, know that that's going to a good cause. That's going to help children in need, and it's helping pay for medical supplies and stuff like that too. So
Yeah.
even if it's just the free little 25 that you get a day, it means it can go a little bit long way as well. So yeah,
Well,
so that it's the
thank.
only reason I will ever try to promote to like push like getting points from people is be like because it's going to the kids, and that's why I like entering some of these competitions and like little things on Irium.
Yeah.
And even though I know like I'm not gonna win them, well, no, I don't like saying that. Sorry, I that was bad. I try not to ever say that I'm not going to. I don't ever want to say that I am going to win it, but I also don't want to say that I'm not going to win it. I want to always try to say that I'm going to do my best.
Yeah. There you go.
That I always want to try to give. I want to try to give 100% that I can each time, especially too because even if I don't win, that the kids and the charities are winning
Yeah.
because they're getting all of the money from it. Yeah, like 100% of everything that I do on Irium all goes to that
Mm.
because
Well.
I'm doing this for fun. Like this isn't like meant to be some sort of giant money grab for me of any kind. I'm
Yeah.
doing this just because this is something fun to do. So,
Yeah.
and since
Well.
there's money that you can kind of get from it, I want to make sure that I give it back in some way.
Well, I'm telling you this. I had fun with talking with you. I get to win for being able to meet you and talk with you on this forum. So I win. And
Yes,
yes,
yes, and I would a little bit too to be able to talk to you as well. It has been fantastic.
yeah, it's I enjoy it so much, and I really we will talk again, one way or another,
Yes,
and I will come in
absolutely.
and say things on your stream that don't make any sense. So if if
Well, you're always welcome.
if
Absolutely.
if an old man shows up blabbering about something like his hip, it's going to be me.
Okay. I will listen. I will listen intently.
Babs, thank you so much.
You are so very welcome. Absolutely, Eric. This has been so fantastic. Thank you once again for having me on.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.